So our next speaker is Eleni Ventuso. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your last name, but I'm sorry
It's
if I am.
actually Renju, but it's completely understandable.
All right. So she's an undergraduate student at Athens University of Economic and Business in the Department of Finance and Logistics. She currently lives and studies in Athens, Greece, and has been engaging with Erasmus Plus projects, not only in her home country, but also abroad. She loves to travel, do makeup, draw, and overall be a creative person. She's also a sociable person with an open mind, ready to leave her piece to the world. Eleni will be presenting the persistent challenges that face youth organizations in proactively contributing to the achievement of the SDGs. Eleni, you have the floor for 10 to 15 minutes as well. Go ahead.
Great. Thank you so much for this amazing introduction. And I'm really glad that I have the chance to speak with you all. I hope that my talk is engaging, thought-provoking, and you can understand the topic at hand. I also have a very short presentation, if I could just share my screen.
Yes, of course.
Oh, it says that the host disabled participant screen sharing. I don't know if...
Yes, I can. Just a second.
Thank you.
You can share now. Can you try
Yes, again? So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, you can see your screen. Yes.
Great. Great. Can you all see my screen again?
Yes, we can see it.
Great. Amazing. So again, thank you for this amazing introduction, and I hope that you can understand the topic. My topic are challenges that youth organizations face in contributing the achievement of the SDGs. I have been focusing on the Mediterranean region mostly. I will talk a little bit about the SDGs that are prioritized by youth organizations in the Mediterranean region. Not too much details, just so that we can get into a short introduction. I will focus on the analysis of the challenges occurring to 5 specific SDGs that we talked about, the previous speaker talked about. I will sum up the challenges that have occurred, and there are some possible solutions that I would like to share with you. So as a short introduction, youth organizations in the Mediterranean region and also in Greece have been increasingly involved in the achievement of the SDGs over the past several years. This involvement has been driven in part by growing awareness of the importance of sustainability and the need for coordinated efforts to address the complex challenges facing the region. Additionally, youth organizations have been recognized for their unique ability to engage, mobilize young people, and to promote innovative solutions to social and environmental problems. As a result, many youth organizations in the Mediterranean region have become important actors in the implementation of the SDGs, working to raise awareness, develop programs and initiatives, and promote collaboration and coordination among stakeholders. Again, I will quickly say the prioritized SDGs. So they are focusing the youth organizations in the Mediterranean region have identified a range of sustainable development goals as priorities for the work. These are SDG 4, quality education, SDG 5, gender equality, SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, SDG 10, reduced inequalities, SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities, SDG 13, climate action, and SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. Overall, youth organizations in the Mediterranean region are working to promote sustainable development and address the challenges facing their communities in a holistic and integrated manner. They are engaging in a wide range of activities, including advocacy, education, and training, community engagement, and innovative projects and initiatives aimed at achieving the SDGs. Now, we are going to the analysis of the challenges occurring, and this is where I will get the most focus on. The SDGs that we're going to talk about are 6, which is about clean water, and then I will talk about the SDG 7, which is for affordable energy and clean energy. 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. 11, on sustainable cities and communities. And 17, on partnerships for the goals and how the Mediterranean youth can contribute to reviewing the progress of their implementation. So I'm so sorry about that. So moving on. So the challenges, the first challenge for SDG 6 and 7 in the Mediterranean region are similar to those encountered in other regions, but they may be accelerated by unique environmental, social, and economic factors in the region. For example, access to clean water and sanitation may be particularly challenging in areas affected by drought, desertification, or water scarcity. Similarly, the transition to clean and affordable energy may be hindered by political and economic barriers, such as lack of investment in renewable energy, infrastructure, or reliance on fossil fuels. Additionally, youth organizations in the Mediterranean region may face limited resources and funding, as well as cultural and linguistic barriers to effective communication and collaboration with stakeholders from different countries and backgrounds. Now, for the SDG 9, which aims to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable and industrialization, foster innovation, may pose, again, several challenges similar to 6 and 7, but there are also a bit more. For the first challenge is the lack of access to resources and technology, which can make it difficult for young people to engage in innovative activities and to develop new solutions that contribute to sustainable development. In addition, the region's economic and political environment can pose significant barriers to the development of sustainable infrastructure and industries. Limiting funding and investment, again, opportunities may also hinder the development and deployment of new technologies that can support sustainable development. And finally, there may be social and cultural barriers to the adoption of new technologies and practices, which can make it difficult for youth organizations to engage with and involve local communities in their work. For SDG 11, which focuses on creating sustainable cities and communities, may pose several challenges for youth organizations as well. One major challenge is the lack of coordination and cooperation among different stakeholders involved in urban development, including local governments, private sector actors, and civil society organizations. This can make it difficult for youth organizations to engage in meaningful dialogue, and to contribute effectively to urban planning and decision-making processes. Another challenge is the limited resources and funding available for sustainable urban development initiatives, which can make it difficult for youth organizations to develop and implement effective programs. In addition, the region's rapidly growing population, urbanization, and climate change-related impacts, such as rising sea levels and extreme weather events, may exacerbate existing challenges and create new ones, requiring innovative solutions and approaches. And finally, I'm going to talk about, I'm so sorry, I have also them listed here to help me with the speaking process. I have SDG 17. Which one of the biggest challenges is the lack of collaboration between different organizations and stakeholders, including government agencies, civil societies, and the private sector. Without effective partnerships and cooperation, it can be difficult to develop and implement effective strategies to achieve the SDGs. Another challenge is the limited resources and funding, again, available to youth organizations in the region. Many organizations are run by volunteers or have limited budgets, which can make it difficult to carry out ambitious projects and initiatives. Finally, there may be cultural, social barriers to achieving the SDGs, particularly in conservative communities. For example, promoting gender equality and empowering women may be seen as controversial in some areas, which can make it difficult to gain support for related initiatives. I am making now a summary of the challenges because there are a lot of that have been heard again and again. First challenge is the limited resources. Youth organizations often have limited financial and human resources, which can make it difficult to develop and implement effective programs and initiatives that contribute to the SDGs. The second challenge is lack of support from government and private sector. Youth organizations may not receive adequate support from government or the private sector, which can limit their ability to make a meaningful impact on the SDGs. And finally, lack of awareness and education. There may be a lack of awareness and education among young people in the Mediterranean region about the SDGs and their role in achieving them, which can limit the effectiveness of youth-led initiatives. There may be a lack of expertise or capacity within the youth organization to develop and implement effective awareness and education initiatives. Finally, there are some possible solutions that youth organizations can in the Mediterranean region can focus on is maybe building their capacity through education and training programs, seeking out partnerships and collaborations with other organizations and stakeholders, and advocating for their participation in decision-making processes related to sustainable development. They can also seek out funding and resources from a variety of sources, including grants, crowdfunding, and partnerships with businesses and other organizations. Additionally, they can focus on raising awareness among young people in the Mediterranean region about the SDGs and their importance for sustainable development, and work to engage with government officials and other stakeholders to advocate for policies and initiatives that support the SDGs. I have the SDG official page here if you want more information. And for me, that is it. Thank you so much for listening to me and seeing the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eleni. That was amazing. So, Eleni, I'll come back to you with a question. So it's a similar question that I asked Nirvana as well at the very beginning of the event, and that is, does current youth participation, and again, you can tell us what happens within your own country, does it involve both girls and boys equally, from your own opinion? And if not, what can be done to improve the situation?
Great. As I have experienced in previous programs, I believe that progress has been made in recent years, and youth participation in decision-making processes have tried to equalize the numbers of boys and girls within groups. However, it's not that much being done at such a big scale, and some improvements are at hand. In my opinion, what programs and Erasmus Pluses can do, the youth organizations in general can do, are provide education, mostly education and training about gender stereotypes that are out there, address them, and like policymakers and organizations can work to challenge gender stereotypes and promote gender equality, creating an environment where both girls and boys can participate equally. Create a safe space, of course, for especially girls, but for boys as well, so that they can feel comfortable and confident to express their views and ideas. There's also, to celebrate diversity, policymakers and organizations can recognize, and celebrate diversity, ensuring that the views and experiences of all young people, including those from marginalized communities, are heard and valued. So, in conclusion, I believe that the most important thing is education, and youth organizations that have the power to train and give people information about the gender stereotypes and everything that's been going on in recent years. They can make young people think and be valued.
Great. Thank you so much, Eleni.